From Kentucky to the world, it's the season of the scale. Creole butterfly, spread them wings, girl. Yeah. Born to shine, Libra balance in her soul. Creole roots deep, got that heart of gold. Butterfly in motion, grace when she fly. Every room she step in, the stars multiply. Dr.Creole, wisdom with the style. That Kentucky vibe, make the world smile. Energy, crown sitting high. Royal Libra season, can't nobody deny. Creole butterfly, Libra queen tonight. Glowing like the moon in that southern light. From Kentucky fields to the city dream. She the vibe, she the balance, she the queen supreme. Smooth with the talk, yeah, she calm the storm. Butterfly wings, transformation form. She lifting up hearts with the words she say. A Libra queen guiding us all the way. Hey, Kentucky pride, rhythm in her veins. Creole fire running through her name. She walk by, the whole crowd sing. Long little queen, let the bell of love ring. Yeah, butterfly, don't you slow it down. Dr.Creole in the royal crown. Balance in the spirit, love in her hand. Libra queen, ruler of the land. Creole butterfly, Libra queen tonight. Glowing like the moon in that southern light. From Kentucky fields to the city dream. She the vibe, she the balance, she the queen supreme. Yeah. So spread your wings, let your soul be free. Dr.Creole butterfly. Eternally, Libra queen. Forever strong. Kentucky vibe, where you belong.
What's going on, everybody? This is your girl, Creole Butterfly, Libra Butterfly, Coco 929, coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast. The horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just really depends on what you like. I want to say happy birthday, happy quinceañera, happy bar mitzvah, and happy, I forgot the other one, okay, let me see, birthday, anniversary, bar mitzvah. It'll come to me. Anyway, hey to all of you all, okay? And you know I'm the Oprah of the smooches, so you get a smooch. Everybody gets a smooch, okay? You know I'm the Oprah of the smooches, all right? So, yeah. It's you. We're going on today. It's just a kickback for Saturday, y'all. How the heck are ya? How you doing? How your mama doing? How your daddy doing? How you doing? Okay? So, I wanted to come in and give an update on what I was telling you guys about. I said that I was meeting, like we were having a family get together, a conversation or whatever, with me, my mother, and one of my sisters, right? And I said I didn't know how it was gonna go, but just pray for us and everything. And yeah, I'm so happy. We actually were adults and we were able to say what we had to say from our heart. Honesty, negative. We had to do one negative and three positives. Okay. That's what it was. You say one negative, and I started with the negatives because you always want to end with something positive. Okay. So we started with the negatives and everything. And we found out that the three that was there, we all, our negatives is the same situation. That was funny. That we all, my extra on the negative was I bounce in a heartbeat. And I told y'all that I don't stick around. I'd be like, oh, is that what it is? Peace, holla, and I'll go. And they want me to stop doing that. They was like, because it's hard for us to talk with you. Once you bounce, man, you disappear. And we be like, man, we wish she would have stayed because we blah, 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 blah. And I don't look back. Once I bounce, I bounce. So, you know, it was very interesting. It was very heartfelt. It was very open and honest. We all felt each other's pain. I was able to say some things to my mother that I have not been able to say to her, and she received them. She didn't take them as I was throwing off on her, I lashing out at her. She received it, and she, was open and honest about how it made her feel, and that what I perceived was not how she really felt. She apologized to me. Y'all, when I tell y'all, it was a whole lot of breaking, like curse breakings, uh, and stuff there. It was, and I will tell all people uh, to make a day to where you sit down in the house before the window. You get everybody who you want to be a part of that circle, and you tell them, get a date where everybody can meet, get a spot where you can be yourself, and let everybody know you need three positives and a negative for everybody that's included in the circle, you know. And everybody take their time, like I said, my mother, since she's the maker of the family, she was the first one to start out with her negatives for me and my sister that was there and everything. And then my sister got a chance to rebuttal, tell how she felt, and I got a chance to tell how I felt. And then it was my sister's turn, to give her two negatives, one for me, one for my mother. And of course, I got a chance to rebuttal, my mama did too. Then it was my turn. Same situation. They got a chance to rebuttal and all this and stuff. And so it was actually awesome. It was awesome to see how people that's close to you view you and see you. And then we were able to give our three strengths, our three positives for each other. What the positive thing we see in each other, and you had to get three. If you had more, that's fine. Don't go past five, but at least three. And it was great. And I realized that um, my mom has kicked down a lot of doors, y'all. And I've always admired it about her. But when she got hired on at the Hall of Justice many, many moons ago, when she got hired on, she was like the only black in a position like that, and a black female at that. And them women in the office where she was the only black did not make it easy for her at all. It to see my mother sometime come home and sit in the car and lay her head on the steering wheel and just sit there for a minute before she came in, and then came in and was like, I just need a minute, trying to get what she went through off, because she knows she had turned around and do it again the next day. That was a lot for her. That was a lot for her. And I was around to see her go through all of that. And to now see her name ringing bells, in the courthouses and, the courtrooms and all this and stuff like that. Man, she actually, she actually did it. So I told her I admire that from her. I really did. I admire that from her because it wasn't easy. It was not easy. So yeah, that was one of them. She started crying behind that because for me to notice what she went through, I think it did something to her. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes your kids see you going through and they don't say anything. You know, Either they don't know how to articulate or they, stand in the child's place, but they notice, and everything, and it made her cry. It did. It made her cry, and I just told her, I said, it's just great. I come from greatness. I always say that I come from greatness. So anyway, my sister, you know, I gave her point, and I told her, I said, today, and they started laughing about it. We all had a good laugh about this. I said, girl, today you told us you was gay. I said, honey, one, I said, it's not what you said, it's when you said it. Your timing sucks. And we all bust out laughing. She was laughing. My mama was laughing. My mama said, her timing always sucks. She said, I know, I'm trying to get better with that. So we all cracked up. I said, but I admired you for facing us and saying, hey, this is who I am. Y'all either gonna take it or leave it. I said, now my late husband said it was funky because he didn't like the he didn't like your timing when you said it. I said, her mama, the doctor just came in, told her she can go home. We in the emergency room. Doctor said, just we're gonna keep an eye on you, but you can go home. We're not gonna keep you. And before we walk out the door, you're gonna turn around and say, I just wanna let y'all know I'm gay. And then walk out the door. I said, Mama done fell back on the bed. My husband done said, huh? And I'm looking with my eyes bucked, and you done shut the door and gone out. And they was just cracking up. I said, we can laugh about this now. I said, but back then it was not funny. So, it just did. And I told her that took guts, that took bravery. I said, I admire you because you live your life, whether people like it or not. You are true to you. And I admire that. I said, well, I'm the peacekeeper, and I try to make sure everybody's okay. I said, which not this year. I don't care if you're okay or not. I'm serious. If the Lord can't do it, I know I can't. So, I said, but I've, got that to where now I am beginning to just focus on me, and me. So I just want to tell you guys it is never too late to get an understanding from your family members and for you to say how you feel. It just takes somebody to organize it. It takes somebody to pull the family together, at least the heads of the family, and say, hey, if we get together, everything else gonna fall in line. You know what I'm saying? So it was just wonderful. It was really wonderful today. I'm glad we did it. I do. And like I tell them, I look forward to when we have our girls' night. I do look forward because I feel like it binds us together and everything. And it gives us a way to just relax. And my sister told me that she was scared to, even though she asked me for the relationship to be closer, she was scared. So every time she would ask me for it, and I opened up to give her what she wanted, she would shut down because she's scared of getting close to me. And I told her, and that's another. I said, okay. And my thing, my negative with you is you asked for this relationship, you asked for us to get closer, and then you back out. I said, I'm not doing that up and down with you no more. I said, I'm just not. And so she admitted it. She was like, yeah, that's true. She said, that's my fault, but let me tell you why. So I listened, and I get it. I understand. Like I said, you know, I told everybody, hopefully we leave here with a better understanding of each other. And we got to understand that we need to give each other grace because none of us is going to see things the way that the other do. We're going to see things how we see things. But, you know, some things, like we didn't really we got deep for us, okay? We really did. And hope as time goes on, we'll be able to get a little bit more deeper, have more deeper conversations without people feeling like people are attacking them, which today it wasn't like that. So I'm grateful God was in the midst, okay? And we was raw. Do you hear me? We was raw. What's up, LaDon Boo? We was raw with our feelings and emotions today, and everything. And I told them that I would not shut down. I would do my best to stop shutting down because that's what they said. They said I shuts down, and they're right. I couldn't even argue with it. I said, you know what, y'all right, because what I do, I told y'all I don't stay nowhere I'm not wanted. And if I feel like it's an issue with me, I'd be like peace and leave. I won't stick around. You be looking for me. Honey, I be at home. Done took me a nice shower, done put my pajamas on, sitting up watching a movie or reading a book. And y'all still be walking around saying, where's she at? Where's she? I be done been all the way home. I just don't stay nowhere I don't feel like I'm wanted. I just don't do that. You know, I love me. And if me being around you is causing you pain, I'll move. I bye and get up through. Um, but I promised them from now on that would not be my first course of reaction. That would not be the first thing that I do is bounce. That I try to stick around a little bit before I bounce, because that's just me. Um, we cleared up a lot of lies that was told in the family that caused some issues. We cleared that up. And one thing I was able to tell my family, the two people that was there, they was like, you always at a defense when it comes to us. And And that's true. I couldn't lie. That's true. And so when it was my turn to rebuttal, I said, I agree with you all, but there's a reason. I said, how do you trust the very people who has caused you so much pain? I said, since we being honest, and this is honesty talk right now, I'm not sugarcoating it. I said, you're right. I said, all my life since my grandmother passed, talking about my mama's mama, I said, since my grandmother passed, I've had me to count on, me to protect me to make sure I'm good, me. I said, so of course, I ain't let nobody go against me. I said, and if most of my hurt come from the people that's supposed to love me and is now wanting me to open up and have a relationship with me, I don't know how that's gonna work. I gotta trust you first. And I'm learning to. I'm learning to, I've already forgive, but I'm learning to walk this forgiveness out. I'm learning to trust you now since I done forgave you. I said, but it's going to take a minute because, again, how do you trust the very people who was instrumental in hurting you and trying to tear you down? I never had y'all to depend on. I had to depend on me. I said, when God blessed me with my husband, I finally had somebody to protect me, somebody who fight for me and with me. I said, so that's what y'all get when y'all see me like buck up, because I never know. And I told my mama, I said, I never know when you're joking or when you're trying to attack me, because they both are the same. They both sound the same to me. They both seem like it's the same old, same old. So if I'm not knowing your joking voice from your attack voice, maybe there's something that needs to change in the tone. Because if, there are certain things that you say to me sounds the same, like you trying to attack me, I throw off on me, and I'm not standing for it. And she agreed. She said, you know what? I can take it. She said, I agree to that. She said, you right. You are absolutely right. And I was shocked to hear that because my mama, and she'd be like, I don't know what you mean. I don't know, but tonight she was like, you know what? You're right. She said, so I'm going to have to change my tone so that you'll know that I'm just joking. I said, give me a minute, give me some grace. Say, my daughter's upset because of what I said. I'm gonna give her a day. She'll be all right after a day, and then I can explain to her I didn't mean it that way. And then my sister told her, you need to be a little bit more conscious on how you say things to people because it comes off nasty. It comes off attackish. And I was like, that's exactly what I said. So excuse me if I don't know the difference between you and your joking, because they both the same. So yeah, it was good. It was good. New year, new day, new relationships, understandings and all of that and everything. So like I said, I admonish anybody who want to get on a better foot, you know that's to make peace and get some clarity. Mothers are precious, not perfect, but prayer. Absolutely. You right, LaDon. And, it used to be a time, and I tell this story all the time, and I was talking to my mother about it last night. Not last night, tonight, but I told her also in my rebuttal, I said, I really don't have too much to say. I said, because me and you done kind of worked everything out. I said, because when I asked you last year in 2025, why do you hate me? And you look like I offended you and said, hate you. I said, yeah, why do you hate me? I've never did anything to you except be born. So why do you hate me? What is it about me that you hate? Because you hate me. I know the difference between love, tough love. You hate me. And my mother couldn't even eat when I said it at the table. She sat back and looked at me. She said, I don't hate you. Huh? You really think yes? I absolutely think that. Been thinking it all my life. It's just now that I care enough to even mention it to you. And that's how we started that. So once she answered that early 2025, I ain't have no issues. But like I said, I'm doing this because of my kids. And then my grandkids. Generations. I don't want each generation to have to deal with this. Let's kill this giant. Let's kill this curse so that we can be free of it and each generation can go on and build. I don't want this to keep going on, you know. So we had fun. We did. We ate and laughed and, you know, cried, and it was really therapeutic today. It really was. I actually put my degree to work today with my own family. And sometimes your family is the hardest ones, Lord, to use your degree on. But it was necessary. Um, it was good, and I feel like we closer. We are very much closer. I say the same, and I did the same with my daughters. Okay, come on now, come on. So yeah, I had to do that too, and it's okay, parents, especially mothers, to apologize to your children. A lot of y'all won't do that. You don't know everything. You know, I have done it, and will do it again if necessary. You know, especially my oldest baby. Me and her, we had a heart to heart early in 2025. We met up and had a heart to heart after not really talking to each other for about 4 years. And that's the truth. Like if we see each other, she say, "Hi, mom." I'm like, "Hi, baby," and that's it. But I'm talking about like talking to each other, texting each other and stuff. No, it was a lie that was told to her about my mama, my late husband, and myself. And she felt, "Hey, room shaker, boo, shaker, shaker." She felt some type of way, so she stopped dealing with us. And my late husband didn't understand. He said, "What's wrong with our daughter?" He said, "What? I don't know. She's done changed towards us." I said, "I don't know either. I have no clue." Then one day she was like, "Somebody told me that you, Granny, and Daddy was in the kitchen dogging me." I said, "Who would tell you something like that when that ain't true?" I said, "But more to the point, why ain't you ask your parents? You come and talk to us about everything else. Why wouldn't you ask us that?" So anyway, make a long story short, last year, now my husband been gone as of September this year to be 5 years, okay? As of last year, me and my oldest seed met up at McDonald's because I wanted to be on neutral ground. We met up at a McDonald's, and this was after work. And she said, she hugged me, said, "Hey, mama." I said, "Hey, baby." I was like, "You ready?" She said, "Girl, as ready as I'm gonna be." And I started cracking up. I'm like, "It's gonna be all right." So we got to talking. And but first, when she said about counseling, and she told me what I said, I remember that whole conversation, y'all. And I had to tell my baby, this is my oldest seed, okay? I had to apologize to her. I looked in her eyes. "Let me tell you something. I'm sorry." She was shocked. I said, "I'm sorry. I was wrong. I apologize. I'm sorry. Hey, to be forever, boo. Smooches." And I said, "Please forgive me. I was wrong." And I can tell that did something for her. I can tell she was like, "Wow, my mama just apologized to me." And so she said, "You know how you always ask me, mama, who told me that you, Granny, and Daddy was in the kitchen dogging me?" I said, "Yeah." And when she told me the name, y'all, I was so angry because I'm going to tell you why. My late husband, when I told him what she said, he picked the person. He said, "I know exactly who said that." And when he said the name of the family member, I said, He said, "I guarantee it's who it was." He said, "Baby, you'll never want to believe that that person do no stuff like that." He said, "I'm telling you, that's who it was." So when she said the exact same name that my late husband had said when it first happened, I was so mad because he went to his grave, my late husband, wondering who was this that lied on us to our oldest child. And he was like, he knew it though. He said, "I'm standing on this." He said, "Watch, when you find out, you're going to be shocked." When she told me that name, y'all, I thought about my late husband like, wow. And I told her, I said, "You know your daddy said that?" And she said, "For real?" I said, "Your daddy stood and said, I know who it was." Sure did. I said, "He said that name." And I kept on saying, "No, baby, no, baby." He said, "Yes, baby." So, yeah. So, anyway, ever since we've had a clearing, of everything. She said everything. I said everything. And everything she said, Mama, I'm going to do my best to rebuild our relationship. I said, me too. So now, at least every other day, she's texting me like, Mama, how you doing? What you doing, girl? I'm like, hi, boo. How you doing? What you doing, girl? It's getting better than what it was, and everything. So, the kid is amazing. She's amazing. She's a grown woman, but she'll always be my kid. You get me? She'll always be my kid. She's amazing. All of my children are. I ain't even trying to be funny. They all have made me proud. Even my deceased daughter, she's made me proud. You know, uh, she was getting her life together when, the demon took her up out of her. She was, getting everything. She had just got her house and was going to start her garden. And she was just so at peace. She was at peace, had a brand new job that she loved, working for the hospital and, all this and stuff. Yeah, she was at peace. So I, couldn't say nothing about that. I mean, I just couldn't. So, yeah, so today, y'all, just to give y'all a recap, I had a meeting with my mom and one of my sisters, and it was necessary. And we just was open and honest with each other. We loved on each other. We cried. We told the truth, and it was necessary. And I had been telling people that this was going to happen. Pray for us. I didn't know how it was going to go down because you're talking about three people with tempers. Okay, I'm talking tempers where you ain't talking to me. I don't know, like that type of temper, you feel me? So, it was awesome. It did not go there. Everybody was open minded. Everybody could confess what their shortcomings was and that we loved each other enough to work on them. Okay. So I was excited about that. I'm still I'm still excited about that because we have girls' night and it's getting bigger. We have girls' night once a month, okay, to where we go out to dinner or we go to the movies, then go out to dinner. We just take a girls' night. And since it's getting bigger, we want to make sure that we got our stuff together. You don't want to be eating something and somebody say something like, Google, Google. I'm just using that for example. And then the other person get mad and I'm ready to go. Huh? Why are you ready to go? Because she said Google, Google. You know what I'm saying? Just stupid. Uh, and everything. So yeah. Um, what else? I found out that my sister, the one I'm talking about, and I thought I wasn't crazy. I had called my mama and we was talking. I said, Mama, didn't she say she found a lump in her breast? And my mama said, Girl, no. I said, You sure? She said, Yeah. I said, Okay. She said, Where did you get that from? I said, I could have swore she said it. So my mama said, let me text her. So she never responded. Mama said, if it was true, she would have responded. Why come tonight, sitting at the table? She said, Mama, you there for mostly everybody but your family, but your daughters. She said, just like when I told you I had a lump in my breast. I said, I knew it. My mama dropped her mouth. I said, I know I wasn't dreaming. You did say that. I said, I told mama. I said, maybe she's dealing with finding a lump in her breast. And mama said, where you get that from? I said, Mama, she said it. She said, no, she didn't. I said, okay. And so when I repeated all that, mama said, she sure did. Mama said, your sister said that, said she did say that. And I told her she was crazy because I didn't hear it. And my sister looked at me and smiled. I said, I know I wasn't dreaming it, like that. And, so yeah, I knew hey, come on now. Come on. So she said that, she went to get a mammogram. She said she found it the day before her going to get a mammogram. And when her doctor examined her, she felt it and said, we can't do your mammogram. We're going to have to do an imaging or something like that. And then if it is something, then we'll try to do a biopsy and then we'll go from there. So y'all keep my sister in y'all prayers and everything. She dealt with colon cancer. She had colon cancer first. She beat that, praise God. And so she's like, I'm standing on, faith and everything else. I don't claim it. So whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, but it just goes to show that sometimes we can be so wrapped up and busy doing other things that we miss it. And that's what my thing was. And I told Mama, I said, I really believe she said that. I really believe she said that. And I just couldn't shake it, y'all, because I know I heard that. I know I heard that. And to find out that I was right, my mama apologized to her. My mama said, first, let me apologize to you. She said, because I don't know how I missed that, but I've been there with you through everything you've been through, and this wouldn't have been no different. She said, that's my fault. I apologize to you for that. And I was so glad that they did that. I'm like, okay, we growing over here. We growing. Instead of saying, well, you should have told me again. Why ain't you, because that, hey, my mama can go off on that and tell me, well, you should have said it again. You know. So for her to humble herself and apologize and all this and stuff. So yeah. Um, it was just great, y'all. It was great. I told y'all I would come back and let y'all know how the meeting went with all of us, and it was great. It was awesome. I didn't make it to the funeral today, y'all. One, I just didn't want to. Can I be honest with y'all for real? And it don't feel, it don't make me look bad. I just didn't want to. I wanted to remember Maya how she was, beautiful as a songbird. I did not want to go, and I just didn't want to go. That's all I can say. Yeah, I was in pain, in my knee, but I could have hopped on if I wanted to, but I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to go, so I didn't go. And you know, sometimes I just want to remember the people the way that they were. I just do. And yeah, I just didn't want to go. I don't want to start my 2026 looking down on people in caskets. I just, you know, and I might say, well, you wrong. I'll take it. I will. I'll take it. I just didn't want to do it. Um, Let me see. Do I got this other thing up here? Hold on. But that was another reason, like I told my family, that was another reason why I wanted us to get this cleared out. Too many people's passing away, man. Seriously. Too many people is going up out of here. So let's get it together so we won't have no shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you know, at the end and everything. Because, people always, I wish I should have told the person, and all this and stuff. So, okay, now this has tripped me out. Y'all know I'm in Kentucky, right? This is another small city in Kentucky, y'all. Okay, and the only reason I'm sharing this is because y'all know the president is. Oh, I just stopped it. Why does it keep playing? Okay, so y'all know the president has bombed Venezuela, right? If you didn't, go look at the news. But check this out. This was today in Kentucky. This was today. Y'all see that federal agents track Venezuela trucking company after 100 kilos found in storage building in Louisville. Okay. This is in Oklahoma. It's a small city like my city. It's a small city. And right, it's they lumped all of us together as Louisville, but Louisville's made up of different little cities. Okay. So check this out.
They found another one! I told y'all I-40 was cursed!
Oh my God. Oh my, look at all of them. They are on every truck. What is happening right now?
They found another one! I told y'all I-40 was cursed!
Oh my God. Oh my, look at all of them. They are on every truck. What is happening right now?
100 kilos, y'all. Can you believe that? 100 kilos. Wow. I'm like, say what now? Say what? But yeah, it's just weird. Okay. It's just it's just weird. I'm like, oh my gosh. Give me one moment. Is this the one I want to see? Hold on. This right here I thought was so cute, y'all. I was so glad that somebody shared this with me. This is so cute. Give me one moment. This is so cute. Coco love the babies. Coco love the babies. Yes, she do. She love the babies. Look at this, y'all.
Open your mouth. No, baby, you open your mouth. Oh my goodness. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. No, baby, you open your mouth. Oh my goodness.
That is too cute.
Open your mouth. Open your mouth. No, baby, you open your mouth.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, that is so cute. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. He said, open your mouth. Okay, now, I don't know if y'all heard about this or not, but this is utterly ridiculous. Watch this. Make sure it stops. This man is being sued, okay? He is being sued for something heroic. They'll find a way to sue you in a heartbeat. Check this out. Let me make sure y'all hear. Y'all see this? Okay. It says a man was taken to court and sued for $400,000 after trying to catch a baby who fell from a balcony. Watch this.
A man is facing a $400,000 lawsuit after trying to catch a baby who fell from a fifth-floor balcony. The tragedy unfolded because the man, though he tried. A man is facing a $400,000 lawsuit after trying to catch a baby who fell from a fifth-floor balcony. The tragedy unfolded because the man, though he tried.
I don't know what that means.
A man is facing a $400,000 lawsuit after trying to catch a baby who fell from a fifth-floor balcony.
This is weird, y'all. Weird. Do you hear me? Just weird. And yeah, a lot of these parents don't be watching, and these kids be crawling and every stuff. They be crawling and everything. And sometimes some of them crawl out these little things and end up falling. Let me see. Is this one? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with people. Let me pull this up because I don't know what's wrong with people. Okay? Do y'all think something's wrong with this? I don't think nothing's wrong with this. Check this out right here. This couple got married for under $500. Awesome. It means they're smart. And the bride said yes in a $47 wedding dress. Okay? I think it's beautiful. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? So let's go over here. Joel and Kiara broke. A couple from Los Angeles decided they weren't going to wait years or go into debt just to say I do. They got engaged on December the 21st, 2021, and were married by February 12th, 2022, with the total wedding budget of under $500. Okay? And it says they chose a free scenic turnout of Angeles Crest Highway as their venue. No balloon, no permits, just mountain views and the people who mattered. Kiara found her wedding dress for $47. Joel spent about $100 on his suit, and the rest came from the community. Friends brought flowers, the owl runner, even the cake. Guests were told up front there'd be no catered spread. Food and drinks were get your own, no hard feelings. Here's the twist. In country Where the average wedding runs into tens of thousands of dollars, they quietly chose commitment over performance. Sometimes the most radical thing you can do is start your life together without a bill hanging over your head. So my thing is, why is people upset that her dress costs $47? That's weird to me. To me, they very smart, because I used to tell people like my wedding didn't cost a whole lot either, honey. When I used to get SNAP benefits, the lady who did my cake, I'm gonna try to find my cake. The lady who did my cake, baby, she was the head baker of Highsmith's Bakery, and she said, if you give me 47 in food stamps, I'll make you a wedding cake that you'll never forget. And honey, who I took them food stamps right over into the bakery. Here you go, girl. She worked that cake. Do you hear me? My dress was 60 something dollars. Beautiful. My husband spent, his tux was rented, but they fitted it for him and his people, and everything, and everybody paid for their own tux. And my ladies, I told them what color dress. Okay, I said get that color and get you something you can wear again. Ain't no use of spending all this money to get these ugly bridesmaid dresses that you ain't gonna wear ever again in life, and they be so ugly. It just trips me out. So yeah, we was all about saving money too. Okay, so I don't get it. Why people think it's a problem because she saved money on her dress. You know, baby, this time when I get married, I don't know if I'm even gonna be in the dress. I might just, honey, it just depends. We'll see. We'll see, boo boo kitty. We gonna see. Because, yeah, I ain't supposed to spend a whole lot of money. Plus, this will be my second marriage. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We ain't doing all the things of the things, okay? We're just not gonna do it. I ain't gonna spend all that money trying to impress people. Mm-mm. Again, if my granddaddy is still living, honey, he's 91 now. He married me the first time. If he's still living, I'm going right in his office. Granddaddy, can you marry us? And let him do his thug fizzle again and be done with it. That's just how we gonna do it. I ain't spending a whole lot of money for what? Mm-mm. It's life after I do. And that's what some of y'all spend more money on the wedding uh than you do the marriage. Like you more focused on the wedding than the marriage. I be like, Lord, today. Hold on, let me see. Okay, that's the hold on. Hold on. Did I find it? Hold on. What's up, Catherine? I always tell y'all about my deceased baby. I'm gonna show y'all my baby. All my babies sing. This one been singing since she was a little girl. She used to make money at 4. She used to make $100 for events at 4 years old for singing and everything. And she'll tell you on this video. Hold on. She'll tell you on this video. Let's go, boo boo. Okay, so I got challenged to do a couple seconds of a song. So, yeah. Why do I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come Yes, I had challenged her. I said, "Can you still carry a tune?" She said no because she smoked too much weed. Okay. And I was like, let me be the judge of that. I said, let me see. And that's what she gave me. So I think about that and I go and listen to that. And I got some more videos of her singing and everything. But I go and listen to that and I'll be like, just to hear that voice yet again. I'm so glad I do have it on record. I am glad and everything. And yeah, yeah, that's my baby. Okay, so I already shared it too. I ain't gonna share that with y'all. I already shared it. Let me see. I need to download this in my daggone stuff. Let me see. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I like the way you move. Let me see. Give me one moment. Okay, so I was trying to find my cake, y'all, because I told you I wanted to show y'all my cake. I always talk about my cake, but I never get a chance to show y'all my cake. Hold on. And I want to show y'all my cake. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Dang, where's the rest of my pictures over here? I think they were erased. And they could have been erased in my phone. Anyway, so what's up, y'all? How y'all been today? It's Saturday. I thought I would come on just to touch bases with my people yet again. I gotta lay out my clothes pretty soon for church tomorrow because first Sunday my face will be in the place. I put a little bit of New Year's Eve service online. It's in a short. Uh, wow, my cousin them was selling chitlin dinners because I got a couple of cousins that own their own restaurant here in Kentucky, and so tomorrow they're having chitlins. As you can buy a chitlin dinner. They already sold out. They posted in 25 minutes. They sold out because it's prepaid. So they sold out because there's a lot of people who like chitlins, y'all, but they don't want to clean them. And I get it. I get it. Who is this texting me? Hold on, y'all. Somebody's texting me. It might be my mama getting on my nerves already, child. Cause we trying to find out where the next girls' night gonna be. Hold on, let me do this. I think I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on, where's the video? Reels. Here we go. I like the way you move. I like the way you move. Hold on. I love the way. I love the way. I love the way you move. Hold on, let's see. Let me go over here because I know she probably got it. Let me see. Okay, I see that one. I see that one. But I want the other one. I don't have the other one. So, okay, let me show you this then. Hold on, yeah. This is when one of my daughters was getting married some years ago. And the person in the camera is the baby girl that I be telling y'all about. She is, yeah, okay. Here we go. This album was designed
Now I know everybody's familiar with the stepping game. I love that. But y'all know I had to go and do a remix for the double shot.
Yeah. Side to side. Round and round. Left to back. Step forward. Three. Whatever you do, the love side. Side, side. Round and round. Dip it back. Step forward. Three. Back. Whatever you do, the love That's one of the uh, groomsmen. That's a singer.
This album was designed to make
Groomsmen and the wife. Just showing some love, y'all. Just showing some love. Oh my God, my baby girl's a mess. She's grown now. She told me when the clock struck 12 on New Year's Eve, when it struck 12 going into New Year's Day, she called me and said, "I just want to let you know that it's." She said, Happy New Year's, Mama, and I want to let you know that my birthday is in 8 days, 53 minutes and 7 seconds. Yeah. She called me to tell me when her birthday was. Like, I don't know that her birthday is coming up. Like, I don't know, her birthday is in 5 days. You get me? Uh, 6 days. You get me? Yeah. Well, maybe I don't know. So, uh, yeah. Catherine, I guess he's doing okay. Why'd you ask? Did something happen I'm not sure about? Or something happen I don't know about? When I talked to him the other day, he was doing okay. He actually was in the chat yesterday. So did something happen between last night and today that I'm not aware of? I just wanted to know because if so, I can call him. I'm waiting on her to respond, y'all. Give me 1 minute because if I have to call JB long-winded, I will call him just to make sure he is okay. Step, step, side to side, round and round, kick it back. Oh yeah. I'm looking for my cake, y'all. This is okay, here we go. I found it. Thank you, Boo Boo Kitty, for having my cake. Okay, here we go, right here. I haven't seen JB. That's why. Oh no, he was in the chat last night when I came on. He dropped down. I think he even spoke to you, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Hopefully y'all can see this cake. Can y'all see it? I love that cake. It was good too. Yes. Yes. I still got these earrings. I wore them today. Them earrings fell off my ear. Well, one of them did before I walked down the aisle, and we was trying to find a daggone eraser. We was trying to find a daggone eraser, y'all, to put the earring back on. It was weird. I was like, oh my God. I was shaking. And my papa said, I got you. Chill out. I got you. Calm down, girl. I got you, girl. Was like, I got you, girl. Calm down. Because I was, y'all, not trying to be funny, but I was shaking like a leaf on the tree. I mean, just shaking, 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 shaking. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, ooh, Catherine, somebody mentioned your name today. Oh, Mother. Mother mentioned your name in his live today. Yep, he mentioned your name in his live. Thank you, boo. That's when I was really, really plus size, honey. I was really, really plus size. And you never answered my question about subscribing to my channel. I didn't see it. Where'd you say that at? I didn't see it, babe. Of course I will. Absolutely. He was saying that I'm paraphrasing, but he was saying that Jay, the way that he runs his platform, he got his own way that he run his platform. Even if he say that he ain't saw what happened today, what happened, he said, and he has a Catherine and somebody else that'll go up on that panel and say, this is what happened, Pastor, today, and all this and stuff, and will keep him informed on what happened. He said that's Jay's way. He said, however we run ours is successful on how we run it. Because he was talking about how Heidi just don't have it, and she ain't never liked Jay Wilson and all this and stuff. So his live was pretty good. It really was. Usually Mother give us a good live. So, it was really good. Let me show y'all this right here. Y'all see this choir? Can y'all find me? Can y'all find me? If y'all can't, I'm going to show y'all where I'm at. I've been singing since I was little. Okay, time up. Time out. That me right there. That me. That her. That Coco right there. Look at me. Ah, that's me right here. Somebody sent this to me. They was like, guess who I found on here? And I was like, who? And when they sent it to me, I was like, look at me. It's funny now that I'm in my 50s seeing myself when I was little like this. I be cracking up. I'm like, oh my God. But yep, I've been singing ever since I was little. So I'm like, shoot. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. This is after I had my surgery. I mean, right after I had my surgery. Go on, girl. Come on, we're on a date. I know that's right, boo-boo kitty. Now, I know that's right. Shoot. This is when I had my surgery, y'all. I just wanted to get some air, and my husband was like, babe. And I turned towards him. He's like, just stay like it, and took a picture of me, my late husband. Yeah. I had a appendectomy. They took my appendix out. I had an appendectomy. Yep. So for everybody that don't think I'm black, I'm black, honey. I'm chocolatey. I'm chocolatey. Oh, what movie you go see? Oh, The Housemaid. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Yep, never heard of it. I was trying to find a video, y'all. step, step, side to side, round and round, dip it back, circulate. I know it ain't the song, whatever. I put my words in it, put my own words in it. Keep on stepping. Hold on. Lord, hold on. I don't want to go through that. 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 Okay, let me just go back up. Okay. Come on, come on. Okay, so all right. Okay, last but not least, I know somebody got this. I know somebody got this. I know somebody. I gotta look on another page. Let me see. It just came out on December the 18th and the theater was jam packed. Shut up. What is it about, girl? Is it scary? Is it a scary movie? An action movie? Romanticals? I don't like to be confused, girl. I don't like to be confusion. Okay, let's see. Hold on, hold on. Okay. Let me see you do the love slide. Hold on, y'all. I'm still here. It is okay. That's the end of that. Hold on, hold on. I found one. If I can't find the other one that I'm really looking for, I'll play this and be done with it. What the heck is this one? I don't know what that is. I ain't gonna play that. It might be something they don't want me to play. So, like, we was waiting for my baby girl to go to barber school, because she's been cutting her. It's been a long time she's been cutting her. Let me show y'all this. Hold on, hold on. Let me see if I can- Hold on. Where is it? Okay, well, can't find that. Can't find that. Excuse me. Oh well. I don't know what people do with their things. That's why I should stay out of people's plate, out of people's things. Let me see what you're saying, Catherine. Hold on, baby. Let me see. Okay. It just came. Okay. It is a very good movie. The wife hires housemaid, and then all this started happening as a result of the wife, and it is later revealed that the wife is crazy because of the husband. Lord, today. Uh-uh. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to Google that. It's some good pictures on Tubi. It's some good movies on Tubi too. It really is. Oh, I didn't know I had. Oh, I'm gonna have to play this. Rest in peace, cause hold on. Here we go. Let me see. The movie is definitely a suspense. I thought that it was going to be like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. However, the maid is not the person out of order. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's why you're my wifey. Mm-mm. Okay, so I shared something on my community wall today. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Will you be my wifey? Yes, I'll be your wifey. And you can't, you can't. Yes, I'll be your wifey. Okay, here we go, right here. All right. Y'all might want to check this man out right here. He does a lot of reviews around the city of Louisville. Him and this black dude, they like partners or whatever, but they both got their own thing. This bar is where I always go and get my dressed burger, okay? And it's like a block away from my house. So I ain't gonna play it out, but I want to try to see some of it.
Sit back and relax. It's time for Clubhouse Country Kitchen. All right, we are out here on Dixie in the heart of Shively, probably known back in the day as downtown Shively, corner of 7th Street Road, Crumbs Lane, and Dixie Highway.
Old, vintage pictures here you see, which I.
Oh, yeah. So I wanted chili.
So y'all can look at it. I just wanted to share it because
Just
he
beans,
showed
just plain
he did a
bean
good
soup and
pan of my
cornbread.
sweet
We
Chablis.
done.
Yeah, he did a good panning of it. So
All right. I got to put the onion in there.
Got the onions on the side.
okay, let me see what you saying. I thought that it was going to be like the hand of okay, I read that part. Okay. Some sauce. Y'all heard about the movie. Y'all go and support that movie, okay? Okay. I'm just saying. What was I going to say to y'all? It was something like I forget. I was gonna say something. Okay, so let me ask y'all real quick before we get out of here. This Papoose and Clarissa situation. Do y'all think it's a play? Do y'all think it's a play? Do you think that Papoose is really loving Remy Ma still, but he got with Clarissa to make Remy mad and it didn't work? I'm just saying. Because you know him and 50 Cent are bumping heads and going back and forth, which is crazy to me. 50 Cent is like, he's attacking everybody. You know, I'll be glad when he get his comeuppance. Okay? Because it's weird. It's like, he's reminding me of Trump. Don't you have something different to do with your life than to, you know, start stuff with other people and everything? And don't you got some stuff to do? That's all I'm saying. But anywho, a friend of mine did a spicy bowl, and I didn't know that's what I was fixing for myself was a spicy bowl. I'm like, my God, today. Okay. Is that what that's called? I just knew I just like spice and was putting a lot of things in my noodle bowl, egg and all that and stuff, you know. I didn't know it was called a spicy bowl. But she make a killing off her spicy bowls, honey. She does. Ouch. I'm like, shoot. But any chew, y'all, any chew. Let me get over here and see what y'all saying. Let me see. The husband turns out to be a psychotic monster, Creole. Wow. Okay. Wow. I probably will be doing some shorts from church tomorrow, at least one. But then I'll be back on Monday, and we'll have something else. I just wanted to come on and kick it with y'all tonight. That's it. I really didn't have nothing to talk about. I just wanted to come on and give you an update on the conversation we all had and all of that and stuff. And that was it. That was basically it, you know. Nothing big or nothing, and nothing too much to talk about. Just like I said, I wanted to come on and give y'all something, just connect with y'all and tell y'all update on the conversation. So remember, no matter what the test, I always do your best. I love you guys. Tomorrow's the first Sunday. Don't forget to take your happy hips inside of the church building, okay? Because the only thing what you do for God gonna last. I'm telling y'all. So, all right. We'll do another update soon on Bishop Jordan, as well as prophetic and everything of that nature. All right.
Yeah. From Kentucky to the world, it's the season of the scale. Creole butterfly, spread them wings, girl. Yeah. Born to shine, Libra balance in her soul. Creole roots deep, got that heart of gold. Butterfly in motion, grace when she fly. Every room she step in, the stars multiply. Dr.Creole, wisdom with the style. That Kentucky vibe, make the world smile. Energy, crown sitting high. Royal Libra season, can't nobody deny. Creole butterfly, Libra queen of night. Glowing like the moon in that southern light. From Kentucky fields to the city dream. She the vibe, she the balance, she the queen supreme. Smooth with the talk, yeah, she calm the storm. Butterfly wings, transformation form. She lifting up hearts with the words she say. A Libra queen guiding us all the way. Hey, Kentucky pride, rhythm in her veins. Creole fire running through her name. When she walk by, the whole crowd sing. Long live the queen, let the bell of love ring. Yeah, butterfly, don't you slow it down. Dr.Creole in the royal crown. Balancing the spirit, love in her hand. Libra queen, ruler of the land. Creole butterfly, Libra queen tonight.